Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
Give me the meat, and give it to me raw.
What's the matter? Take yourself a great big bite of meat. Taste the pleasure of the highest quality pork around.
I know porn. I know porn.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. But go f*** yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to us taking a dump on Doctor Who for however long this is going to be. It's going to be long, strenuous. It's going to be a lot of grunting, a lot of clenching, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be messy. Then again, that's normal when Dermy's around. Anyway, hello, everybody. First of all, let me apologize to everybody. I am off camera because the wiring in my building is shit, and my signal's gone all wonky again. So that means I'm going to probably be pausing. If I see the signal remains normal for an extended period of time, I will, of course, jump on camera. But until then, enjoy me as the TARDIS. But I am joined by a couple of my fellows here. Ryan, my captain, how are you doing? Do you have a good Christmas, Ryan?
I had an outstanding Christmas. It was great. Good to be here, man. Of course, I'm Ryan, the dirty bucket shitter from Star Trek Engage. That's right. My bucket still has its festive Santa hat on. I'm here for Doctor Who.
We can't call it that anymore. It's not Doctor Who.
And it's God. I just want to say
it's
this
black
too.
gay man in a box.
It opens up with the Whoniverse, and it just reminds me of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
and the Whoniverse of Who Cares.
I know.
We'll get to what it is.
We're gonna get to that. Yeah. Sorry, but first, of course, we are joined by our favorite little guy, Dermy. How you doing, champ?
I mean, this little guy's sporting about 1.5k subs now, so I'm not that little anymore.
Did they give it back to you? Did they give it back to you?
Almost. I'm at last I checked, I was at one away. No, two away. They're fucking around with my subs.
Wait, gave it back to you? What are you talking about? Like they took shit
away
from
subs.
They took 10 subs away from overnight.
What in the dick?
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
And they're taking subs away again.
I occasionally. All right, seems my signal stabilized. Hang on 1 second.
Dude, I don't want to see your balls.
Oh, shut up. It's my signal has stabilized. I'm gonna go on camera. Everybody, let me know if and right as I do it, the goddamn thing goes back. All right, screw that. God damn it, motherfucker. Anyway, it's one of those days.
Well,
okay, guys.
Tempted fate.
Yeah, I tempted fate. It didn't like me. It was gone for about a minute, and I thought, oh hey, maybe fix itself again. No, it didn't. Anyway, yeah, they've been taking the subs away today. I have fortunately been spared that for the past couple of days during my Doctor Who growth, we'll call it that. And but yeah, so you'll get there. You'll get there. You got a couple more days to reach your end of the year goal. I don't think I'm gonna hit my end of the year miracle and get another 60 subs before in the next 4 days. 4 days. I don't think I'll get there, but it'll be all right. Anyway, let's say hail and howdy to the chat before we get going. Hail Legatus, leading just one of my mods, one of my regulars. Hail to our favorite comm specialist, Anna. Hail, Anna.
Whoa, Anna's here. God, I'm out. I gotta bounce, dude. I want to. Just kidding.
Anyway, all right, guys. And hail to anybody else just watching, not chatting. We're glad to have you here as we try to just how do I want to put this? This isn't so much a memorial service. Hail Jay Fraser 360. Indeed, R.I.P. Doctor Who.
That's a racist dog whistle now.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Just like Shudigatwa is Shudigatwa because he's Shudigatwa.
Yeah, R.I.P. Doctor Who is a racist dog whistle now.
Well,
I'm homophobic.
Every time I make a post about Doctor Who or I make a video, I make sure it's in the title or some form of text. I just put it there because it's the truth. It's the damn truth. Well, here's the thing. like many other Doctor Who fans, and we've expressed this before, I was done. I was out. I wasn't even going to bother coming back. Then I made 1 or 2 videos and talked about it a little bit, or more precisely, we talked about it on Roundtable, and then I clipped it out because it was good discussions. Then the angry little stands decided to voice their opinion, and they're free to have their opinion. I accept their opinion. They're wrong and obnoxious, but I accept their opinion. Then we watched all 3 of us were there, so we all together watched the 60th episodes, and our commentary on it further made them even triggered harder, and they kept coming back and talking more shit, and my apathy turned into spite.
Yes.
I'm gonna be brutally honest. I'm doing this out of spite now.
Same.
That is the
actually, I applaud that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a spite campaign now. I'm here to ruin their day because they are celebrating the ruining of something I enjoyed. They think they've claimed victory. You need to grow up. You need to stop being an angry nerd, a rage farmer, a grifter. I've seen all kinds of things. I've had man baby lately.
I've seen Man Baby. I've seen Doctor Who's Stronger Than Ever, even though the numbers don't support it. Viewership is a whole lot different nowadays. It was the most watched drama on BBC in 2023, which was third or second, one of the two. The most watched was actually Happy Valley. You keep going down these lists of everything. You just keep disproving them, and they just can't accept it. It's fun now.
On Christmas Day, it was 3rd place behind a speech by the king, which, King's going to give a speech, whether he's as beloved as his mother or not, still the king, and a reality dance show.
Okay, the king I'll give you, but a reality dance show? Are you shitting me?
This was the worst Doctor Who Christmas special in history.
Oh, absolutely. Great.
When you compare it to what it should, the right one to compare it to, because this was not only a Christmas special, this was a first outing of a Doctor, which are historically 2 factors to make a good viewership of a show. Best one to compare it to is a Christmas Invasion, and Christmas Invasion trounces this in viewership.
Yeah, and funny thing about Christmas Invasion, David Tennant, he's not even in it until the very end. The Doctor's asleep the entire time.
Jodie Whittaker's first episode had more views than this.
Yeah, 10 million.
This one was what, 4.28 or something?
4.8. No, 4.73.
Yeah, you're right. 4.73. I just had the numbers up.
I did the video this morning. Let me bring up the radio. I can bring up the Radio Times, the radio news. No, not radio.
I have the Doctor Who article if you need it.
Well, I have the ratings. I'm bringing up the ratings.
Well, I mean, I have them as well.
Okay, well, I got it right here. I'm good.
I have my balls. I don't know if that helps, but
are they itchy?
Yes.
Oh, you have that one.
Yeah. Well, they don't have it up yet, but we know it's 4.73 pre-consolidation.
Yeah, 4.73 pre-consolidated.
And
so that's
we can't really call a comparison to the Jodie era in terms of Christmas special because all her specials were holiday specials.
Yeah, that's the only way you can compare her. You can only compare her beginning episode.
Yeah, so but even when you look at the entirety of Jodie era, which we have to go all the way, a little more, where there she is. Nope. Where am I? Oh, Women's Builder. There. Scroll right. All right. There we go. This is basically Jodie's entire era. We've seen the decline. We've talked about this in the past, or other channels have at least. And steady decline. And it barely ranks around the middle of her stuff.
It's sitting in about middle of season 2, when basically everybody just started fully accepting that it's done.
And even if we look at it right now, and we all agree it's probably going to go up with consolidation. It'll go up. Consolidation always goes up, but it's even if it goes up 1 million,
probably
it's still going to be shorter.
It's not going to go up that much. It's not going to go up like a couple million. It's going to go up maybe 500, 700,000.
The Giggle went up. Yeah, Giggle went up 2 million. They've all steadily gone up to about 2 million. But even when they go up 2 million, you look at their consolidated views; they're not good either. Like even when you're judging based on consolidated viewership, they're still in a shit situation.
Oh, you're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. And that's the point. Even with consolidation, this thing is complete failure. In a country of 65 million plus people, only 4 million in reality. Because
I have to chime in. I don't think the Giggle still had something that we actually know and understand. I don't think this is going to go up 2 million. I'm thinking probably 700 to 800,000.
I mean,
I will put the bet on the line right now. 800,000 tops.
I think we'll get 1 million, maybe push 7, maybe.
I figure it's going to be between around 1 million. It's going to be around 1 million. That's what I feel like. But that's still a major failure.
Terrible. Still terrible.
It's still because there's no interest. Let's dive into this then. We've all seen it. We have all tortured ourselves. I remember
I'm torturing myself out of spite, just like you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, it is spite. That and I'm gonna be honest too. A lot of the major channels who cover this stuff, they're
checked out.
They watched it. They're not even doing full reviews on it. They've talked on the streams, but they're out and they're even not doing. I mean, Gary himself, I've heard him say it twice this week now. He said it on Tuesday and he said it again today. He's done. He's out. He's not going to review it. And here's the thing. He has every right to do it because it's painful.
Oh, absolutely.
Jed, our good friend Jed, he is not going to review this because it hurts. And he doesn't want to waste his time with it. But there's the thing. No one's going to be covering it anymore.
That's when you get a stubborn retard like us.
Yeah, I'm going to be a spiteful asshole. And even though I don't like this, and there's no hope. This is done. It's over. There's no saving this.
The reason is that because somebody has to review it, right? Somebody has to give an honest take. So even if it's 3 fucking retards like us, we have to give an honest take. And so look, I would love to hear what Gary thinks, what Az thinks, stuff like that. But Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, he's been out on Star Wars since like Obi-Wan, and they're still fine, right? So it's one of those things that's those of us who still want to review things. I do want to real quick share this because quite frankly, this is how it started. And I'm not joking.
That's fine. Yep. That was the first when I in my review video, once I got out of my intro, that was the first
I did not see that.
I put up there. It's right there. It's the first.
It was not on the Disney version.
Opened.
Oh, it wasn't
not on the Disney version.
See, I had the BBC version.
Yeah, that's how it opened.
BBC version.
That train wreck of it just feels like Doctor Strange and the multiverse of madness. Nobody cares. The multiverse thing is where franchises go to die. And it just, when you're like going, oh, we got the Hooniverse, and it's like, what? Seriously? Like, what is this? Like 2021? Are you kidding me? Like, it's just, it's so out of touch. It's so terrible.
It's like Disney, RTD, and BBC want to do both Marvel and Star Wars all at once with Doctor Who, even though they're all 3 are dead brands.
Yes.
Nobody cares anymore.
No. And see, and that's the thing. Andy Pickle brings it up. This is the deal I make with all my subscribers when I review something that's going to be trash. Very rarely. The only thing that I've reviewed that wasn't trash was Picard Season 3. For the past 3 years, everything else I reviewed has pretty much been trash. And the deal is, I watch it so you don't have to.
If I watch something and I like it, my review is usually spoiler free because I want people to go out there and watch it.
Well, that's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Here's a good example. I saw the first 3 episodes of Reacher 2 weeks ago. I'm now waiting for it to finish before I'm going to finish it up because I'd rather watch it. I'm not going to review that. 1, because I'm enjoying it, and 2, that's not my area of review expertise. It's just a regular thriller drama thing. I review science fiction fantasy. I'll step out the supernatural stuff, but that's it. So that's another reason I'm not reviewing it. But I wouldn't feel comfortable reviewing it, like Jeremy just said, because what happens whenever one of us reviews Cobra Kai? First of all, we have to wait 2 weeks because not everybody has seen it because of the bats drop. We don't want to spoil it for anybody. But 2, even we put out our second, third day discussion of it, we can't really talk about it because 1, we don't want to spoil it because not everybody's seen it. But 2, we want everybody to experience it. I mean, that's why I had no problem the other day or last Friday spoiling the shit out of Rebel Moon because it was garbage. And I watched it so other people didn't have to. But that's why I say the larger channels who don't necessarily need to even cover this stuff, I'm fine with them stepping aside. They can take a break. They've got either other lines on the front to fight on. I'm happy to review this because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed at these little twinks. Yeah, I said it. These little twinks who are celebrating diversity, inclusion, and taking it in the ear so happily. And that
speaking of twinks.
Oh, yeah, there's this. That was
twinks.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, so let's get into this. We've been dancing around it. Like Ryan said, the whole thing starts, and Dermy didn't see this, so I'm surprised that I'm surprised that. Well,
I mean, the Disney version of the special wasn't even called the Christmas special; it was just called Special Number 4.
Yeah, I heard that.
Mm-hmm. I heard that too.
But it did open with that frame of Hooniverse, and I started after I did my intro. I started in the main part of the review. This is what's wrong. Right away, something's wrong when they care more about the Hooniverse than talking about the Doctor. Yes, there have been spin-offs, Torchwood, Sarah Jane Adventures, but it was still the Doctor. It was still Doctor Who. Those shows weren't meant to expand. They were meant to just be little fun things. And I already know they're doomed for their storytelling purposes, because now what they're going to do is, like Ryan just said, they're going to try and create a multiverse of crap and try and shabbily and poorly interconnect it all. And it's not going to work.
They're going to sprinkle in some of your favorites from the past. Be like, remember this?
Yeah,
you were like that.
Especially because of the bi-generation.
Yeah.
Which reverberated throughout all the regenerations. So they just bi-generated.
I had somebody come in my comments tell me, you didn't pay attention. The bi-generation means he's a brand new Doctor without all the sorrow, all the tiredness, all the weariness of the
character.
Doctor.
You mean?
Yes, with all the character development? Are you shitting me?
My reply was, yeah, maybe you didn't pay attention that the bi-regeneration went all throughout Doctor Who's timeline, ruining everything.
No, Adam. See, look, you're talking to retards, right? So they're like,
poking the bear.
Oh my god! I know you're poking the bear, but this is what's wrong with these fucking people too. They're like going, oh my god, bi-generation. He's so much better than what came before. No, because you don't get to be better than what came before.
Wait a minute.
There is only the legacy of the character. The character legacy is what makes the character who it is. What makes the character beloved. What makes the character sad or heartbreaking. All these things. And when you pull that out and say, you know what, we did it better because you know what, this character is better than ever.
Gay. The black and
Fuck
gay.
you. Fuck you. It makes it inhuman. It makes it unrelatable. Sorry, Jeremy. Go ahead.
Okay, so if the bi-regeneration reverberated out throughout all the past regenerations, does that mean we have a little black girl running around now?
I don't know. I mean, if you take into all that timeless children garbage, perhaps, maybe it's...
Well, you have to right now. They're not decanonizing it. They say it again in the episode.
Yeah, they do double down on it.
Yeah. Also, at the same time, apparently a building's foundation cracking. There's a crack in the
space.
Yeah. I was going to say the space-time continuum, but that's more
I
Back
don't
to the
get
Future.
the Goblins. I don't understand it. I don't
either, but
what, the Goblins?
I don't get it. So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
They feed on bad luck, but they
Well,
go
eat
around
babies
causing bad
that have
luck.
to be seasoned by bad luck.
Yeah, seasoned by bad luck and everything like that. Coincidences, bad luck, all this stuff. But yet they're going around causing the bad luck. And how do they? But they're not time travelers; they're time skippers. But then
they travel back in time to get Ruby and eat her.
Yes,
I know it's painful. It's painful. I remarked on that. It doesn't make sense. You spend this entire segment where Ncuti Gatwa. Remember, I made a point in my entire video. I didn't call him the Doctor once. I called him Ncuti Gatwa the entire time because he is Ncuti Gatwa. He's not the Doctor. So Ncuti Gatwa decides to make it a point of how awesome it is. He actually takes a moment. Time travelers are awesome. They're great. They're spectacular. Shut up.
They're the bestest ever.
I kind of like that because that gave like Matt Smith era, but at the same time, it wasn't Shooty's era. I gave it credit when I first saw it, but looking back at it, it's like, man, it feels like you were just trying to copy Matt Smith.
It is,
because that's a Matt Smith style line.
Yeah, but Matt Smith made it cool because bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool.
Bow ties are cool. Fezzes are cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick. They're trying to piggyback off of Matt Smith right now because House of the Dragon is fucking on fire, and Matt Smith is the leading reason.
Yes.
Not the only reason, because Patty Constantine for season 1 was also on fire, but Patty Constantine now is dead. Right? Well, he's not. His character's dead.
Yeah.
So Matt Smith is the only thing holding together. Now, of course, Rhaenyra Targaryen, another big draw by the end of it. But Matt Smith is the massive draw of House of the Dragon. It is dropping about probably July of this summer.
They're waiting for Rings of Power to give their release date. They are so waiting.
Rings of
they want to eat their lunch. They want to eat their lunch again. It'll be funny.
I celebrate it.
Matt Smith did an entire episode of House of the Dragon where he didn't say a line too, right? He did an entire episode where it was just emoting and presence.
That was episode 3? No.
At least 4.
Episode 3 or 4, where he just did that entire episode, no lines. God, fuck.
That's because Matt Smith can act.
And episode 8 with Patty Constantine, where he walks to the throne. This is a scene that people were in tears about. And when Patty Constantine climbs the stairs, right, and the crown falls off, that was a fucking blooper. That was a mistake. Yeah. And Matt Smith picked the crown up, and they kept rolling, and it stayed in the final cut.
Yeah. Because it was a good scene.
And there's your
point. Incredible scene.
You bring up 2 actors who can act, one being a former doctor, and then you have Ncuti Gatwa, who we see him in the episode before he's on the dance floor.
He's very excitable.
First, he's watching Ruby. He's watching Ruby with a fake Tom Baker hat on too. Do you notice that? It was a fake Tom Baker hat. Then he's dancing on the dance floor, being okay. At one point, yes, I tried to. I didn't lean into it in my review, but yes, he was dancing with another man at one point.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice it?
No, I didn't notice that. I just couldn't get around him spinning around. His dancing was just him spinning.
You're probably whinging too hard.
Yeah,
you didn't notice.
Hold on. I got that still. If you want to share it, right there.
He was dancing with another man.
Jesus.
Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, look at it. He is dancing with that other dude, and he's happy with it. So yeah, we had Ncuti dancing with another man, and that's our first full-on introduction in the episode. Yes, we had him without his pants on, with just socks on or shoes on in the giggle. But this is it right here. And then he has a silly, pointless conversation with Ruby, which sets the stage for their interactions for the whole episode.
About, are you always this clumsy? And she's like, oh, it's so much worse than you think, because he literally, yeah. So then, of course, he, after their brief little interaction, he disappears again. And she says like, oh, and she drops the glass. And it's like, and then, of course, we go to the street. And then, of course, the goblins, whatever, the goblins, right?
They're goblins.
Yeah.
They call them goblins.
The goblins.
They're not an alien. They're not aliens masquerading as creatures.
They're
legends on Earth. They're full-on goblins who fly in an airship made of rope.
Yeah, they're full-on goblins. However, they're not magical creatures, but their language is magic.
Their language is rope.
Their language is rope.
Yes, thank you. Okay,
they're not magic, but they are magic.
Yeah, but they are magic, right? Because
how is that airship flying?
I don't fucking know. But even Ruby in the episode, she's like going, I don't understand. She's like, because it looks like a lot like magic, and the rest of the audience is going, duh. Well, like, what are you talking about?
Let's look at these. Let's go this down track for a second, because we have no plan here, guys. And welcome everybody who's coming at this point. Glad to join us. Hit that like button. And once again, I apologize for being off camera, but my building's wires suck and I can't control it. Anyway, so the goblins, these are not Doctor Who villains.
No,
these are something that's there. That's an annoyance. And one thing that stuck out to me, we get to the point where they've been captured. They're on the airship. They're wandering around. They're wandering around through the air ducts. Give me a break.
Do ships have air ducts?
Yes, ventilation shafts.
Well, hold on, not like sailing ships.
Well, not sailing ships, but no. But I mean, if I would make an airship, yeah, I would say it have ventilation ducts. I mean, I've played enough fantasy games where airships have ventilation ducts, but different thing. Well, maybe not different thing, because now Doctor Who is fantasy. It's not science fiction anymore. Fantasy. Either way, they come upon the goblins in the main hold of the ship.
Oh my god!
And all right.
Oh, hold on. I got a screenshot of this fucking airship.
So I knew the goblins sang.
Yeah, I avoided listening to it until I watched it on the episode. I didn't want to.
I knew
that's the airship.
I heard the song already.
When you hear it in the show, it's equally terrible, especially because
it's awful.
It's awful. It's retarded.
The clip that was going around doesn't show curtsy and all that.
It sounds like fucking drivel, to be honest.
It's just talking. All it is, I listened to it twice because when I was making my clips, putting my screen caps together for my review, they're singing about seasoning the baby and feeding it to the Goblin King. We'll get the Goblin King in a second. I'm watching this, and I gotta be honest.
You're the goblins, by the way.
Yeah, only thing I'm thinking.
Oh, look, it's Baby Yoda on crack.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna hide it. Give me a shot of the singing goblin chick. I guarantee there's porn for her out there already. There are sickos out there already making porn for her. I guarantee it.
God damn, Rule 34. God fucking damn it. I can probably find it because I have.
No, don't find it. Don't do that.
No, I don't mean that. I don't want that. Why do you want me to bring that? No,
I'm not. There you go. There's a point where Shooty actually tells the chick to fucking sing again. He's like,
I'm getting you. So they fall down.
So I'll show.
Yeah, but I'm setting up. Here's what I want to talk about now with this segment. They're not villains, because if they were real villains, if the Doctor had first, I mean, now we know Shooty had a plan where he pulls the rope and he's just stalling for time. Great, yeah, fantastic. But the actual Doctor would have engaged with the villains and done something truly clever. Not goddamn sing a song.
You know. Oh yeah, and dance, by the way.
You know, the more I'm thinking about this, you're right. These weren't villains, and this wasn't how the Doctor would actually engage with these people. He wouldn't do what he did. This whole episode, he would not have done what he did. He would have actually tried to find a peaceful solution without.
He doesn't kill people. The Doctor tries to save as many lives as he can.
Well, he definitely
he ganked that Goblin King.
And man!
Now here's the thing.
Fucking through the heart.
Yeah, and that's my point.
With a steeple.
The Doctor saves lives, or again, as I said, tries to save as many lives as he can, because we know through the history, the Doctor, even when he gets a victory, it comes with cost, because that's the story of the Doctor. There is no complete, total happy ending. There's always a cost to his victories. She is. And here we do. We have these goblins. We don't know why they want to eat the babies. We don't even have the Goblin King isn't even a personality. He's just a giant blob.
He's a Jabba the Hutt.
Just a giant fat dude who and that's what she looks like. That's the best close up that I think that they show. Right?
No, I have there's a full on one where
is there
on the stage? Yeah, she's singing on the stage.
If it wasn't for the fact I took it out my bookmarks, I did have the clip.
Well, I have them all, but they're tied into my review. I can't just.
I'll find it. You guys keep talking.
But the thing is, there it is. You have this giant creature who just sits there with a conveyor belt that's going to roll babies into his mouth. If this was a real Doctor Who episode, there would have been a back and forth between the Doctor and the Goblin King.
Mm-hmm.
But that means there is no creativity. Yes, here she is. Here, I guarantee there are people fapping off to this as we speak.
You know, I didn't need to have that mental image in my head. I completely forgot about Rule 34, but of course...
I never forget about Rule 34. I live on the internet.
I choose to forget about it. I don't like remembering it, because you're right. There is Rule 34 of that out there. There has to be.
Hey,
I'll ask Cloud to look it up.
I was going to say, Cloud's desensitized to this stuff. Ask him to look for it. I don't want that coming up on anything. But... So, but that is one of the things that screamed out at me when I was watching this episode, how even every time we had a villain in even Chris episodes or anything, there always is a moment of conversation, or at least a moment where the doctor's talking to, like sometimes the enemies can't converse verbally, like the silent men. I forget what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
The silent men from Matt Smith who were affecting history. I forget what they're called. Shit. Remember, guys. Here's the thing.
You mean the silence?
The silence. Yeah.
Well, they could communicate.
Yeah, but they don't talk.
They do and they don't, because I'm on that season right now. They talk in a weird way.
But that's
like
my
you can't
point.
remember talking to them.
But that's my point. You don't have a straight up conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
There's no back and forth, no tit for tat. But when Matt Smith confronts them in the end, he still gives one of the most epic doctor speeches of all time. And the doctor, even when he doesn't have someone who's going to reply to them, even if it's a real villain, the doctor can carry on the conversation and make it something. Here, nothing happens. I'm Shooty. I'm going to sing about pretending to be the doctor, and then have my companion, who does have nice tits.
She has nice tits and a nice ass.
Yeah, she's
19. She's legal. It's fine.
Really, she's more than legal in the UK. That's a lower age of consent over there. But Mel Gibson is hot. At least they got that right. Although I recommend she go to her real hair color, because her eyebrows and her showing roots are really clashing. Yes, I'm a little gay that way. I see roots.
God, that sounded gayer than me.
Hey, listen.
That's
hey, listen. My mom grew up in hair. Okay, she was a hairstylist all my life. She was a very prominent one in New York in the 70s and the early 80s. So that's something that's part of my world. I know about this shit. I hear complaints about that stuff all the time. Whenever a dye job is bad and there's bad roots, I hear about it. Or a haircut is bad, I hear about it. So I can't help but be a little gay like that. Okay.
So here's a shot of the dancing scene.
Yeah, she's pretty thick. Millie Gibson's pretty thick, and that's nice.
Oh no, she's fine, but it's
she can't act.
It's just the
no, she cannot act.
No, she can't act.
None of them could act. Let's tangent that into this. So we don't get a chance where we could have Ncuti Gatwa show his doctor chops and try and work something out with the goblins, or at least be clever and trick them into a defeat where he doesn't kill them but chase them away. We don't get that. What we get
Here's
from
the
Ncuti
Goblin
Gatwa,
King.
Yeah. show me the king. Look at this thing.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great. There's the Goblin King. Says no word, just roars the entire
time.
Yeah,
well, even not even that. Just it's just like not. It's terrible.
So
it's so terrible.
So Goody. I said Goody, not Ncuti, not
Booty.
Goody. I don't know. I'll clip that one out later, I guess. Ncuti doesn't have gravitas. None. This was when I decided to first watch this before spite fully took over. When we were watching the 60th anniversary specials, I told Jed, I'm going to watch this so I can at least have a reference for how Ncuti does the doctor. I have it now. He's got nothing. There's maybe that's the reason RTD didn't give him a doctor speech, because he couldn't pull it off. He's got no presence. He's got no gravitas. He just says one kind of quippy little line and then moves on, or pretends to be astonished, or be the happy-go-lucky. I'm so fascinated by the language of luck and by the language of ropes and the science of luck.
Well, think about what all of Ncudi's other roles have been. It has been in a sort of comedy, Sex Education on Netflix,
where he's a gay guy.
Where he's just a gay guy, and Barbie.
Yeah.
Was he really even in Barbie except for the dance scene?
He was in Barbie. He had like 2-3 lines.
Okay, so he really wasn't in Barbie. He was not in Barbie.
Well, and the thing too is that his portrayal is so over the top. It feels campy. It doesn't feel. It feels like a parody of what you should be watching, right?
It doesn't feel genuine.
It feels like he's on stage overperforming, like he's not actually on camera, but on a stage.
Yeah.
Trying to
also
the audience.
I love the Mary Poppins moment here. Like,
I know.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about the gloves, because that'll lead us into what I want to talk about with the.
Can I just say something before we get into the gloves,
Sure.
which is just a MacGuffin? When I knew that the singing and dancing goblins were going to be a thing. When Shooty and them fall down, because the clip that was going around, advertising it, never showed the doctor and her singing and dancing. Yeah. My jaw dropped, and I literally did not notice that my mouth was still open until that scene was done. I did not.
And the shills were going, Shooty got what shows how great a performer he is by surprising everybody with his singing talent.
No, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's called
auto-tune. And that's not the doctor.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
What else is in the doctor? Crying like a little pussy bitch.
Yep.
All right, Derby, you poked back on me when we talked about this the other day. Listen, there's crying when there's emotion, and then there's crying in place of giving a doctor speech.
I can agree with that one. I can outright agree with that one. I'm not going to say like the doctor has cried before, like
not
David
like
Tennant.
This though.
Yeah,
not standing there with visible tears running down his face.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I chose that for the thumbnail tonight.
Oh, that's my favorite picture. I outright took the best version of that, where he has his hand like.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too that's it doesn't come off like somebody who's trying to empathize. It comes off as someone who is who's unable to cope. Does that make more sense?
Well, let's go back to what you said earlier. Now that he's a doctor who isn't the doctor,
which he says that a lot. He's like, I'm the doctor. I'm the doctor. You can say it 75 times. It doesn't matter. Like, you're still not.
You're not, because the doctor. He's a doctor. He's not the doctor. He's a doctor.
Yes, and that's how he says that. I'm the doctor.
He wouldn't just stand there and say, when you're having a poignant moment about somebody's life, the way it turned out, the way it shouldn't be, he just says there, "Are you crying?" Then why are you crying? That's his doctor speech.
Yeah,
and that's combined with the just standing there, weepy-eyed. That's what bugs me, because it's the emasculation. Because honestly, I'm gonna be honest, Shooty couldn't be a man if he tried at this point. I don't think.
No, this episode was void of masculinity. The only other man we ended up getting was the only two other men we ended up getting was a trans guy and the cop. The cop was soy and the cop was soy and just non-existent. It was like, I don't even know what's going on or anything like that. And then you have this whole back and forth between him and the doctor. And I'm about to say, why aren't you freaking out that he's climbing into this box and it's teleporting away? Why aren't you doing anything?
And he's like, she's gonna say yes. She's saying yes.
Since when can a freaking Sonic remote notice
Sonic remote? That's good. That's good. I like.
That actually, I like that.
We're writing that one down. We're gonna call it the Sonic remote when we return for the season.
It looks like the fucking remote from Click, by the way, which came out in fucking 2007. Right.
So all I remember from that movie is Kate Beckinsale. That's all I remember.
So it's actually a really good movie. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you, Jay Fraser
for 360 for 10 British pounds. Thank you very much, Jay Fraser. Hooniverse is a 90s term Doctor Who fans love to refer to the EU comics, books, Big Finish, etc. RTD has misappropriated it with his dirty agenda fingers. Imagine if Lucasfilm called Disney Canada the EU. Jay Fraser, you bring up a perfect point. Disney calls it Legends, and I hate that term. And if they called it the EU, I would be just as angry, because it isn't. The EU is the EU. It's
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I didn't. Well, no, I didn't know that about
this. Yeah,
about 90s Doctor Who.
Like I was saying before, I'm a casual Doctor Who fan. I am not. Frankly, I think Dermy, I think you're a better fan than I am in terms of knowledge. You're probably more knowledgeable than I am.
I've seen New Who, like the newer iteration of Who, multiple times over. I've seen old Who about 1 to 2 times all the way through. I am not even counting into like the missing episodes or anything like that, because I've never seen those, and I'm still like not as well versed on it. Sometimes I have to go to Jed for information. But
Jed is our encyclopedia for Who.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
But I'm just a casual fan, which is why.
So am I.
Trying to review this going forward, expect the casual fan, the guy who's just watched it a couple of times here and there. I mean, I've watched through Tennant a bunch of times. I mean, I've watched through Tennant. I've gone through Eccleston twice.
Don't share that yet.
I've watched Tennant probably twice as well. I've seen a bunch of specials over and over again because they were airing them a lot during the 50th anniversary. I've seen Matt Smith through twice as well, but they were casual viewings. I wasn't putting everything to memory. I've done my research on Doctors 1 through 8. I've done my research a long time ago. I know some stuff here and there, but I'm by no means it's not like I am with Star Wars or even with Star Trek.
I would say Order Who I'm least versed in.
Yeah.
It usually takes me a few watches, and it's been a while since I've watched.
But the point is, I didn't know that about the 90s term because I wasn't watching the 90s. I saw little Tom Baker in the 90s, but that was about it. I didn't really dig in until Eccleston came on board. And then
he brings it up. I think Gary's talked about it, but that's just in passing. I'm too young to have known about it.
Well, yeah, you weren't even alive. Child. But yeah, that's the thing though. So that's RTD. Well, he's full on with misappropriation at this point. He's happy to do it because it's all for him. It's not about telling Doctor Who stories anymore. It's about the message, the agenda. And Hussein brought up the question earlier in the chat there. I've been hearing this a lot lately. We've heard it for our own private discussions with other people we've been hanging out with on streams. There's a lot of questions now into legitimacy of what RTD did on his own in the first run. People are questioning that now.
I didn't know that. Fuck, I just had his name. Director Moffat. I didn't know Moffat helped out with RTDs.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that he was one of RTD's writers.
I did not know that, and now it's starting to make you think how many people actually helped him. Is this more? It's kind of. I would have to say again with like the Clone Wars. I know you hate the Clone Wars. I like the Clone Wars. Okay, but let's be. I'll be fair about it. The only reason it was good was because you had George Lucas there helping to make sure dog fucker didn't fuck it all up. Now that he's alone, he's fucking it all up. So now you're starting to think, okay, how much did RTD actually do?
Mm-hmm. And that's a legitimate
real quick.
People are posing.
Somebody actually disputed the fact that George Lucas had to sign off on everything that was Star Wars. While he still owned it.
Oh, God.
And I thought that was laughable at best. Like going, "Are you shitting me? Are you really?" Just get out.
That was the Ball Busters that I had that fight with Lofty on, and that's where I realized, I don't want to do this with him.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Lofty. Somebody else said this to me, and I was like, "Going, well, that's the thing wrong."
That's the thing that Disney stands and sequel fuckers, I'll say it. That's the thing they want to progress. They want to push a lot. That George wasn't as hands on with things. That George didn't do this, George and that, because they tried to.
George was so fucking hands on that he had to take a step back from The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi because he was losing sleep and he was killing himself. And that's how hands-on George Lucas is.
Everything in the EU, every book, every comic, every video game that LucasArts made, George had to sign off on it. Everything went over his desk. Timothy Zahn, I've showed you before. If I was on camera, I'd pull it over. My 20th anniversary copy of Heir to the Empire has footnotes, or not footnotes, just notes from Timothy Zahn on the margins, and he talks about throughout the book of how he had a direct relationship with everybody at Lucasfilm and everybody who was at the time who was controlled the Star Wars tabletop game, and things had to run through George.
Yes.
At what point he said, George said, I couldn't do this.
It's even the fucking documentary is even on Disney Plus. This is where I watched it originally. When it talks about the original trilogy where George had to take a step back and say, you know what? I'm no longer going to direct. I'm just going to be a writer. It's my story. Somebody else needs to direct because he was being too much hands-on. And it was literally causing him massive stress on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and that was a good thing because Kasdan did a great job with Empire Strikes Back. It's still
yes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. George understood it, and a lot of people make the argument that a lot of times George was at his best when he had people keeping him a little bit of a distance from it, so that
absolutely
they would filter things to him, and he wouldn't directly try to monkey with it all the time, and sometimes know when to walk away when it was good enough or a good product. And maybe that's what happened with New Who when it started.
Well,
maybe RTD had a good team that filtered the good shit to him.
Remember, back in the day, our writers' rooms were 2 to 3 people.
Mhm.
Every so often, depending on what the product was, like in The Office, for example, every main character in The Office helped write The Office and helped work on The Office, but that's because they were actually comedians and they wanted to put out a good product. When it comes to bouncing off these ideas now, nobody actually does that anymore. They just go like, "Yes, that's good. Yes, that's good," and make sure we got to check these boxes, check these boxes, check these boxes.
Again, we saw the writers' room talking about new Star Wars and stuff like that. They're like going, "Oh man, would it be so awesome if dinosaurs were in Star Wars?"
Yeah, the
and it's
famous
like,
whiteboard. Yep.
No.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, no. You look. You want to do a crate dragon? That's great. Like crate dragons are all over fucking Star Wars. Like stick. But more dinosaurs in Star Wars? No, that's Earth crap, right?
Yeah. They don't
gender identity politics. That's all Earth garbage.
It all
Keep
comes
it out of
agenda.
Star Wars.
It all blends agenda, and that Disney Star Wars is agenda, and RTD is about nothing but agenda now. So,
oh yeah, his
I
brain's
wouldn't be
broken.
surprised. Yeah. So
I'm gonna be
thank
fair.
you, Jay Frazier, again for the 10 pounds.
I'm gonna be fair. I didn't see the agenda in this episode. I think maybe I just
it was
didn't
light.
notice it.
It was light. It wasn't. This episode was more poorly written and stupid and didn't make any sense than it was agenda. Was the agenda there? Sure. You don't have a trans dude on stage and tell me there's not agenda.
That's a man.
I loved it
Well,
when that I just thought
technically he was in the cabbie, but that's a different story.
He was on stage.
The
he
moment
was in the cab, it was great. I loved it. They did it. That's when I knew. Yep, they're just gonna do this. They're just gonna do this.
Yeah. No, I saw that and I went.
The moment we get to that band and I'm hearing the person singing, it's like that's a guy, and then I see it's like,
yep.
You're not even trying to hide the fact. You're not even helping me out here.
Hey. Very nice hair. I can't even find the clip.
Yeah, it went well with his penis.
He did have nice hair. I'll give him that.
That's but there was still a penis there.
That's a man, baby.
Freezer right there. Yeah, that's good.
There it is.
That's a dude.
That's a man, baby.
Look at that Adam's apple.
Man.
Look at that Adam's apple. Bam. And they're all pretending that that's a woman in that car. They're all
look and look. None of us here are saying that there's something wrong with trans people, right? None of us here. What there is a problem with is that they actually shoehorn these things
that's
in
my
because they're like, that's where the problem is.
You still have
if it was naturally written, we wouldn't care. I'm all about live and let live. Gay people, get married all you want, have kids, adopt kids, whatever. Go nuts, in vitro fertilization. Great. The problem is, and this is not the most people from that community, is that the mainstream media, BBC, Hollywood, stuff like that, things that are funded by state governed. Yes, Hollywood is state governed at this point because we bailed them out twice in my lifetime.
You're not wrong.
You push this crap on other people and you say you must accept this or you're all these words. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. I'm not these words, but I'm going to tell you to go kick fucking rocks and go fucking die in a ditch. That's where I'm at.
And you bring up the point. I agree. I don't have a problem with this, but what purpose does this dude serve in the show other than to be my representation and my inclusion moment?
Legitimately, I would think if we lived in a time where diversity and all the box checking and all that stuff wasn't just prevalent.
Thank
you. If it wasn't just there and we knew they were doing it, I don't think anybody would have a problem with the trans character being there. But the fact is, we know the BBC has mandates. We know Disney has mandates. We know these places
RTD
have these mandates.
wants to do this. He wants to get it in there.
They want these agenda pieces in there. So they're not choosing this person because they're a good actor or a good individual or something like that, or they're, they're friends or whatever. They're doing it solely for a box check.
Yes.
That's what pisses me off, because that means you only care about this person because of how they identify.
Yeah.
Yeah. And quite frankly, too, no, this character doesn't add a whole lot, right? It's a background. It's a background excuse me, character. Yeah, it doesn't add anything to the plot.
Nope.
And if I would have just seen this in passing in a normal show, knowing that the BBC, that Disney, they don't do all this stuff, I would have glazed over it like nothing. The fact that they do is where I'm like going, and there it is.
All right, let me bring up a good example of a character, a dude in a dress in a show where it's integral important. You guys remember the Drew Carey show? Did you guys watch that back in the day?
Yes. Oh, the Drew Carey show is hilarious.
Remember his brother, who turned out to be a drag queen, but he was still straight because he ended up getting married to Mimi. He spends all the time in a woman's dress, but he still do. But he's in a dress. He's technically, I guess you'd call that trans now because he's a drag queen, but he was still straight. Did we care about that? No, because it was a comedy and funny, and it was and it had meaning. The character had meaning.
Also, look at Friends.
I was just about to go there.
Ross's ex-wife turns out to be a lesbian, and nobody cared. Nobody.
Better version. Chandler's dad, even though his dad ends up being played by a woman,
is gay and a drag queen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, didn't they bring in Morgan Fairchild to be his dad? If I remember correct, wasn't Morgan Fairchild that came in?
No, Morgan Fairchild was his mother. His father.
I'm just thinking of Morgan
dressing
Fairchild
was an actual, I believe, an actual Las Vegas performer at the time in drag.
It was a woman.
No, it's a man. It's a man. It's a man.
Well, see. Yeah, hey, I watched Friends a bunch. All I remember is Morgan Fairchild had something to do with that because
Morgan Fairchild is in it is the mother to be slightly over inappropriate, with Chandler because she wrote sexual novels and stuff like that. Andy Pickle is very right. It's not it's a woman.
Yeah, it was Kathleen Turner.
It was Kathleen Turner. Well, it was fat Kathleen Turner at that point, so it's kind of hard to think about it that way. It's not Romance in the Stone Kathleen Turner anymore. You're right, though. It was Kathleen Turner. You're right. I remember that. It was Kathleen Turner playing a man, but it was fat Kathleen Turner, so she pulled it off.
Because the whole thing was that his mom, they were saying drag queen, but I believe he actually his dad transitioned.
That was the point of it. That was the point of it. Yeah. But that's the thing, though. It matters because it's a real character, and we don't blink in the story. And of course, they play it off as comedy, which is much easier to do this stuff when you introduce it as a comedic moment or as a part of a comedic storyline. This dude in this show, as we just stated, he's there to simply be a dude in a dress, part of the message. And that's the problem. It serves no purpose, no whatsoever.
But you take that to my point, though, that there's no masculinity. Zero masculinity in this entire episode. Nope. The adopted mom person thing is a woman who lives with a woman who just got another baby girl.
Well, it's her mom
who adopted a girl.
Yeah,
House full of women, man. That must be a fun time of the month.
I didn't even latch on to that
Holy
when I was
crap.
doing the review.
What?
I've been so wrong for so long.
He just looked at Kathleen Turner in Friends. I could tell.
She did such a good job. She had the voice. She's like going, "Hey, honey." It's like, wow.
Yeah, she was good. She was only
damn. That is phenomenal acting. That's the plot. Holy shit. Holy crap, that's crazy.
Jeremy, you're right. There's no masculinity in this, and nothing is saw. Here's the thing, and here's where I think also lends to the credence to our discussion of RTD maybe had a lot of help. And when they have Shooty try to be masculine and save the day, it's not even masculine then where he's pulling on the rope. There's a lot of close-ups, and he's got a lot of face going. And even then, I latched on to this during this episode. Did you guys catch at one point when they first flee the Goblin ship, he mentions that the gloves are low on energy? Did you catch that?
Yeah.
33%.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to be a big deal. It wasn't.
No.
He still saves the day with the gloves without a problem, and in the process, killing all the goblins.
The gloves are that help manipulate Mavity.
Mavity, I know. Fuck, I missed it when I was watching it in general, but then I was doing my replay where I was doing my clips, and I got that clip, and I heard him say Mavity. I just realized, oh motherfucker, he said Mavity.
The moment I hear Mavity, I freak out. Now I hate it. Doesn't make sense.
It's stupid. He would have been protected by the TARDIS. They were in the TARDIS when it happened.
Speaking of the TARDIS, I guess perception filters don't work anymore.
No.
Speaking of also what doesn't work, apparently, just you can tear space and time at random and crack a random apartment building.
You know, the last time space and time got cracked, the TARDIS blew up.
Yeah, they're trying to. It's a lame representation of the importance of Ruby. I mean, let's be honest. This episode, again, I didn't stress on it during my review because it's a tangent discussion and it could go anywhere. I didn't want to bog down the review with it, but they seeded this stupid Christmas special with a lot of crap they're probably going to try and pay off in April.
Okay, and real quick, the only thing real quick that actually got me is where Ruby disappeared and nobody seemed to figure out why.
I realized right away. It's like, damn, she gone.
I mean, well, no, I realized she was gone, and I was like going, and they're like, oh, well, Ruby was just here, and it's like going, okay, that actually piqued my interest. Now, I'm not saying it's great because I was dicking around on my phone and I was actually watching my friends' YouTube videos. Shout out to you fuckers, ball busters and shit like that. And then I actually hit pause briefly, and I was like, she's gone? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Why is she gone? It intrigued me long enough, and then the payoff was just dismal.
I called that when stuff started going down. It's like, oh, she's gonna be gone, and she was gone. I was like, but why is she gone? I was curious, and you're right.
I knew right away. Right away, I realized, oh, they went back in time and took her. But then I asked the question, but they're not time travelers; they're time skippers. How can they precisely time travel back to this? But I guess one could explain, they've been watching her. I don't know.
Well, they travel through coincidences, so they went back in time to get the coincidence that doesn't exist anymore.
He's not here. He's not here right now because one, he's doing his job as producer of Cobra Cast, but also he said he hadn't even watched it yet. If Jed was here, and we use the word coincidence, and I bet when he watches it and we talk about it, he's going to have a meltdown because they use coincidence as a driving factor of this, and Jed hates coincidence storytelling. He hates it. He despises it.
Agreed.
And this whole thing is coincidence.
Such a sad clown.
Wait.
Oh, there's your favorite one, Jeremy. Here it is.
I love that moment. I love that moment. That is my go-to thumbnail from now on. It is beautiful. But I'm sitting here thinking, okay, wait. So they thrive on coincidences. They thrive on this whole idea of not being able to know who you are or anything like that. And it is just a coincidence that the doctor, they had to double down on the timeless children, but he had to bring up the fact that
I was adopted.
I was adopted. I was abandoned. I was all this and that. And that leads to the next coincidence that I guess powered them up to go back in time. So he just kept his fucking mouth shut.
I know. Let's talk about that whole entire sequence when they get back. Real quick, though, we are an hour in, and I want to welcome everybody who might have just jumped in. Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Once again, if you're enjoying yourself, hit that like button, and I apologize that I'm not on camera because the wiring in my building is acting up again, which means...
No, Andy, I actually missed the Dr. Don.
Yeah, they did say that.
After this episode, I do miss that.
Yeah. So happy to have everybody here. Hang on. I'm saying hi to the chat, Dermy. Hold your phone. So happy to have everybody here, whether you're chatting or not. Enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, now Dermy, go.
Okay, before we go to when they come back down, I have 2 points. One, when the baby was getting abducted by the goblins, am I the only one that noticed that instead of running straight to the baby, this thing that she could obviously see from the end of the frickin' in the kitchen where she was standing the whole time, she could have just looked up. and seen goblins trying to take her away, that instead of just running there, she has to turn around and grab her phone and then run back.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, she turns around and grabs her phone real quick and then runs to get the baby. So because she's a
Yeah,
Zoomer, she let the
I
baby
think
get
I missed that too
escaped.
because I was on my
It's a
phone,
really
not
quick
giving
moment.
a shit.
That didn't register. What did register me is this though. This show had pacing problems and storytelling problems and things that don't make sense.
Massive pacing problems.
All usually to beat you over the head with their agenda or their lame exposition storytelling. My favorite one is, like Dermy just mentioned, you get back, you want to protect the baby, and suddenly Shooty decides that it's all connected to coincidence and it's all connected to luck and this and that. We can't talk about it, but means we have to death-proof the house. Got to death-proof the house. So suddenly there's tension. They're racing around. They're chatting while they're doing it. Fine. That's a little doctor companion
They're turning
banter.
off the heater, like going,
Well,
"Oh my god, turn the heater
doesn't-
off! It might
I'm
blow
okay
up."
I'm okay with all that. I don't care what
I
they're
am
doing.
too.
I'm okay with whatever they're doing. The fact is they're doing something. There's tension. They're having some companion banter. That's fine. It's not good banter, but it's banter. And then everything just skids to a stop so we can look at pictures on a refrigerator and get an exposition dump about foster family.
You know what?
Yeah, about how this black woman and her invalid mother have raised 33 foster children. 33, not adopted, but raised 33 foster children. And then of course we find out later they're like going, because Ruby disappears, and you're like going, I didn't care, like going 33, like going, I did it for the 800 quid, and it's like,
What? So you need a little white girl in your
really?
life to make things good again, and not and
No, the little white girl made it so that she needed to foster more of them and get more 800 quid each time.
Yeah.
That's what that boils down to.
But from a pacing problem, a storytelling problem, what happened to all the tension you just built?
Exactly. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about David Tennant era when they go over the last episode with David Tennant. No, not David Tennant. It was last episode of Eccleston, when they're setting everything up and they're having all these tensions and everything, and like Eccleston's sitting there having to do his whole stuff. They're still conversing. They're still communicating, even while they're doing stuff. So you could still have this whole thing of talking about the 33 kids, talking about all these people while you are doing things. But they choose not to. They have to stop, look at the fridge, and then talk about it. They can't take a note of it, do stuff, and then just, like look back and
what
forth
happened?
as they...
The importance of death-proofing the house just vanishes for 5 minutes so they can talk about pictures on a refrigerator.
No, the thing about death-proofing the house just vanishes, because then when they get back to death-proofing the house, the mom shows up.
And then when she shows up, you've heard the comment from Millie Gibson, who plays Ruby, who she said a couple weeks ago during the 60th interviews how their relationship is going to be like two girls, bestie resties forever.
Yep.
When the mom comes in, they have that moment when they're doing the whisper argument. Oh my God, what is this? What is that? That's not the doctor.
Why did they do any of that?
Because that's their relationship. They're two besties for resties. That's what they are.
But the mom shows up, and then they like do that whole like, oh, we're trying to stop something, like in a sitcom with a bunch of like a kids sitcom.
Yeah,
they stop like they're trying to hide, and it's like,
they fill up the doorway, like they're like, oh my God, and the mom's like going, who's this?
Babies, and they're not hiding. What are they hiding? The baby.
And Ruby's like, he's the doctor, and she's like, is the baby okay? Like going, oh, I was just like.
And here's the funny thing: if this was real Doctor Who, now we saw he has it. He still has the psychic paper with him. If this was the real Doctor, he would have whipped it out, and she would have seen what she needed to see, and then he would have played along. He would have played along with that. Not, I'm the doctor. I'm a doctor. No, see,
he just says, I'm the doctor.
Yeah, but they just
again
they don't,
for the 57th time.
It's as though you're forgetting the entire process with which the doctor plays to in terms of how he deals with these situations. Psychic paper. When somebody comes in a situation and they're asking questions, psychic paper pops out. That's what you do. And real quick, because we haven't seen him in a long time. Hail to you, Jaden Hamilton. I hope you're doing well.
Jaden Hamilton.
I hope your basic training has gone well, my friend.
Good to see you, buddy.
And hail to you, my young friend. Good to see you're still around.
The only character I liked in this episode, by the way, was the grandma.
Her tea gag ran so into the ground, though.
No, I just liked her quippiness. That's the only reason I liked her.
Yeah, grandma was, started out pretty fun.
Then you get that weird flirting.
Ruby started out extremely going just forced.
What's Ruby's point? What's the thing? I mean, every time we had a companion introduced,
she's a damsel in distress. That's her point. She is damsel in distress, and it's not even done very well.
Her point is, if the rumors are true, to have a boyfriend that ends up falling in love with the doctor.
Well, that's going to be such low-hanging fruit for us.
And also, in my opinion too, she's meant to have a hot ass and draw in,
Oh, she's eye candy. I mean, Millie Gibson is eye candy. No problem. Yeah, she's eye candy. But now I feel as though they're teasing something to do with her mother. It's a tease. It's something. It's some.
They did tease. Yes.
I don't know what, but it's there. It's kind of obvious.
Could the mom be that old lady?
No. Now that old lady. She was weird. Now some stan in my comments tried to tell me that she appeared in other Doctor Who episodes. No. That, and I said, I don't care. And even Gary doesn't know who she is when he was talking about.
No.
She's never existed before. As outright said, this is her first time in Doctor Who. Period.
She started out as a very angry old lady who oh my god,
that could somehow see the TARDIS.
Yeah, no. She saw the TARDIS and going, I knew you put it there, and she was accusing the Hispanic guy of it, going, just to spite me, and it's okay, all right, fine. And then of course it transitioned to the end of the episode, and she's
sees it. She sees it disappear in the altered timeline.
Yes, she sees it disappear.
Suddenly she knows what a TARDIS is.
And then she's going, good. She's like, Ruby, good luck. And it's what the fuck do you know about any of this?
She sees it disappeared in the altered timeline. So when they come back to the main timeline, she shouldn't, unless did she see it appear?
No, I don't know. we thank you for your timey-wiminess, all this crap. It's who are you? What are you doing? What is this? And then they use her as the stinger.
I
don't understand. And what is this? Someone else they're going to introduce? It's so sloppily done.
I think they're trying to get. I think they only put her in there to make people talk about her, to say, well, who is she? Maybe she is important or something like this. I'm of the opinion she solely was there to break the fourth wall. That's the only reason she existed.
Really?
I would just like to say for the record, praise Jesus on Christmas, because apparently the Holy Spirit takes down the goblins.
Yeah.
It's the steeple. The steeple takes down the ship.
He pulls it down on it. It's everything about it is just so lame.
It's fucking. It is fucking lame.
That isn't a doctor's solution to a problem.
No,
it isn't.
That would be the last solution the doctor would do, and we've seen the doctor do those last solutions, but he never even tried to do solution 1 or 2.
No, he just went to that, and it's just shooty, grunting and grimacing to get it done. There's no.
Listen, that black man had to get that white girl.
Oh god.
Oh, also real quick too. This is something that really kind of peeved me off. Where hold on. The doctor says, hold on. Shit. Where Shooty says,
what scene is it?
Here you go. Where he says, he's going, you know what? Maybe I'm the bad luck. No, you're not, dude. No. He's about ready to leave. Look, all this exposition, all the dialogue, all the storytelling. He's about ready to leave Ruby, who apparently he has a lot of love for whatever fucking reason.
There's no connection between them, honestly.
Well, there's no interest.
Zero. You're right.
And he just goes to fucking leave.
Well, Dermy, every time I see where your brain's going. Every other modern Who companion, when they're introduced, even freaking Bill, who I hate, there's something about them where they have a unique connection to the Doctor instantly, where there's something they do or this and that draws attention. He merely finds her because she's the source of the bad luck around the Goblins chasing. It's not as though she's even had bad luck her whole life. It only just started a couple weeks ago.
Well,
yeah.
Like the closest thing I would say, maybe companions. I don't remember Jodie's how she got all her companions or whatever.
No, they just found them on that first episode.
Okay, so
that's
the closest thing would probably be Martha. Okay, when you get to Martha, why does she become a Doctor companion? The Doctor's paying her back for her helping save his life. That's the whole reason they start becoming a companion together, and then they just start working together. They start liking each other. They start enjoying everything together, and their story unfolds that way. In this situation, you literally just found her. There's no reason to be helping her. There's zero reason.
No, and she gets overdone. Like right here, Ryan's showing the moment where she's going to go in the TARDIS. She puts the pieces together about his time traveling in a very retarded way. Wait a minute.
Yes,
he said he went back, but how did he go back? He was upset when I complained.
And then he was talking about the fact that Harry Houdini learned how to undo the handcuffs.
He didn't like it when I called the Goblins time travelers. Oh my God, he's a time traveler. Where do you get any of that from?
Wait.
And oh my God, how in the fuck does everybody see the?
I don't know. They don't know how perception filters work anymore. I had an entire argument with the stand.
On a police corner, especially the fucking old lady who, like, Ruby's looking at, right? She's actually looking at the old lady who's grinning like she has fucking gas. She's just like,
here's the thing too. How many times did Shooty change his outfit in this episode? Even right there,
72.
You just showed him in a second ago. He was wearing his colorful V-neck sweater. And when she goes inside, mind you, the TARDIS hasn't gone anywhere. The TARDIS didn't go anywhere.
No.
It was still there. It's not like he disappeared and went back and stuff happened between it. When she enters the TARDIS and she does the big girl on the inside without saying it, she just wanders around it for a second. He changed his clothes again.
Also, real quick, his outfit, his wardrobe feels very Jodie-esque. Because she was wearing very similar outfits too, very leather, very poof, very oh my God. And it's like, it's one of those things too. Like if you look at what Tennant did when he was actually doing the in between episodes, it was more mellow, more like down to earth, more maybe I need to kind of like fit in a little bit, stuff like that. No. Shooty is just like going, oh my God, look at my fucking sneakers from the 1970s. Oh, my shirt from the 1970s. My leather jacket from the early 80s. And it's like,
all right, quick question.
Well, he's in that era. He's in that gay era. That's what he's trying to look like. That's why he has that
let me ask you guys this. I haven't done any research onto where this season's going. Are they even going to leave Earth this season, or are they going to spend the whole season on Earth?
I haven't done much research either. The only thing I know is that we are getting an episode based on his race and an episode based on, to quote him again, his very leftist liberal bubble.
I don't think they're leaving Earth this season. I think they're going to be there all on Earth. I mean, we know they're going back in time. They're going to have 70s Afro and stuff like that episode.
You know what?
Yeah. No, there's 70s Afro.
You know what? I'm willing to bet you're probably right now that I'm starting to think about it. I don't know if they will leave Earth.
If they want this to be a more fantasy show and not sci-fi anymore, if you leave Earth, then you have to deal with aliens and real Doctor Who villains and situations, and Shooty's not equipped to do that.
Shooty could 100% deal with a Dalek. It'll be a gay hentai.
He's going to rub it? He's going to just... No, never mind.
Ryan knew where I was going with that.
I know exactly.
Ryan knew exactly where I was going with that.
I do not know the answer to this. I do not know what the Master's TARDIS looked like in the Tom Baker era. I do not know.
I don't remember either.
That's well before my introduction to the Who. So no, I have no
Again,
idea.
the Who era, I'm not that well versed.
I would not do well
so
with
much
Who
there.
trivia.
I can't remember. Motherfucker, Chad, quit being a good employee. Get your ass over here.
No.
You might not even watch it.
My experience is Tenet, Smith, stuff like that. It just so sorry. But what we're watching right now is not fucking Doctor Who.
No, and
it's not.
No, this is continuation of fan fiction.
Yeah, it's bad fan fiction. None of this story made sense.
Oh, a column, huh?
None of it made sense.
A Roman column.
Really?
Oh, huh.
That makes sense. You could hide that very easily, but that's the whole thing about perception filters. Perception filters' sole existence is to do two things. Okay, to change the way your ship looks, and then you don't notice it. It's not invisible. It's practically invisible. It's to the point that you just don't notice that it's
also
there.
helps,
you're not looking for it.
Don't park the TARDIS in the half on the sidewalk and half in the street.
You know what? You're right.
He parked it in a horrible spot.
Don't park it on a fucking street corner and be like going, "Oh my god, it's a police call box." I haven't seen one of those in 20 fucking years,
and I never want to see one again.
Oh, they got they did get an ACAB thing in there, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Yeah, I noticed it, but not enough to come back to it.
Isn't it always interesting how state-fund media has ACAB? Isn't that always interesting?
It's also really weird how state-funded everything has police, police boxes, not just call boxes, right? Little kiosks that look like, a payphone. They're going 911. I need help. Even the United States, to this day. So that's the modern police call box. But the fact that they're like going, "Oh my, I haven't seen a police call box," like, are you kidding me? This crap.
Yeah.
It doesn't even land square.
Yeah.
Like it lands sideways. It's like off kilter, and it's like
half on the street, half on the.
Why the fuck was he there?
Where?
Why was he outside Ruby's place? But legitimately, why was he following Ruby? Why was he outside Ruby's place?
Well, he was following her because he noticed the bad luck and the goblins following her.
Yeah, the bad luck.
Why would he care?
That's a great question. Because he asked, he's like, "Have you always had this bad luck?" And she's like, "Oh yes, always." And then he poof disappears, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh." And the glass breaks that he once saved, that she previously dropped, and then dropped again. Like, it's so terrible. It's so terrible.
We've also skipped completely over it, but why? How?
Oh, we haven't skipped anything.
We've skipped all over.
The
whole interviewer lady. Okay, interviewer lady at the very beginning.
Apparently, she's an actual British person.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just called.
Well, that'll be lost on us. We're Yanks.
Yeah,
it's lost on us completely.
Yeah, well. She ends up dying in the episode
early on,
but then the doctor goes back in time and saves her. That's breaking how the time stream works. He's not supposed to be able to go back in time and save people. I mean, we've seen what happens when you do that.
In the very moment. I mean, listen. RTD is going to break all the rules.
All the rules that he helped establish.
Yeah. He's going to break all the rules.
It's the Hooniverse, guys.
Hooniverse.
Are you excited for the Hooniverse?
No, nobody is.
I'm excited for the views.
Well, yeah. Hey,
the views in the stands. You know what? What's her bent from G4 was right. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like me poking fun at your dog shit show, don't watch me. But you guys are too addicted. Okay, that's what it boils down to. You're too addicted because you like the punishment.
They're gonna watch us because we're poking fun at their shit.
Well, that's why I'm doing it now. I'm doing it to purposely piss them off because congratulations, you got this. It's yours now. Now I'm gonna shit all over it. Plain and simple.
Ding ding ding.
You took something away from me, so now I'm gonna shit on it.
Yeah. You had a button for that.
Yeah. I'm not here to play nice. I'm here to report on what's going on. And here's why they hate it so much, because we show the truth of it. I didn't, my review, Dermot's review, everybody's reviews, we didn't leave anything out for those who aren't watching it or are coming to us to see it. And that's what they hate. We didn't leave it out. And that's why you guys brought it up earlier. That's why when the bigger channels decide, you know what, I'm not going to do this, that's why it's important for us who still have the desire to do it, to step in and do it, because someone has to show the truth. Someone has to point out how Ncuti Gatwa walked through an entire episode without doing anything Doctor-esque except pretending to give complicated explanations to scientific moments and pretending to be clever and pretending to be dramatic. Every time he had to be dramatic, it was the scene that was dramatic and not him. He added nothing to the scene. He just stood there and cried, or stood there and frowned, or stood there and cried out in frustration while holding on to a rope ladder.
Also, real quick, I noticed this at the end. He uses the sonic screwdriver to break into. I'm sorry, sonic remote to break into a building and then a house, and I'm like, oh look, it's a black man breaking and entering.
I was more you have that. I was more wondering, why the hell are you breaking into here? You were just in here. Why can't you just open the door? And then you have the whole thing of him trying to open up the wooden door in the whole
screws,
in the ship. No screws, all wood.
Here's what I
ropes. But your
Here's
thing doesn't work on wood.
Going back to the whole cop scene with this and that whole scene is a pointless scene. It's there to try and make Ncuti look clever and also to show off the sonic remote. My sonic remote pinged because it noticed you had a diamond in your pocket.
It's so fucking terrible.
What?
He's like, what do you mean? Like, going, because yes,
she's gonna say yes.
I'm a fucking cop. They're like going. Oh, I noticed that you had an engagement ring in your pocket. She's gonna say yes, and I'm like going. My first response as a police officer in the United States, formerly, I'd be like going, how do you know I have a ring in my pocket? And two, how do you know who my fiance is? Step over here now. It's not
I'm
like
gay and looking at your crotch.
Oh my god! You're like,
I have a sonic remote.
Step over here. Give me your ID, and step against the wall.
To be fair, he was in his box. He could just slam the door on you.
I mean, well, yeah, the police call box from like 20 years ago.
At the same time,
that part would have been funny if the cop would have been like going, wait, hold up. Like, how do you know? He'd be like going, hey, sorry, mate. She's gonna say yes. Be like going, cheers. And then like, boop, boop, boop.
Ryan,
that would have been fine.
That's also the moment where he would also pull out the psychic paper. That's all, especially when dealing with authority figures.
Good point.
That's when the psychic paper comes out and it gets him out of any situation like that.
I mean, I'm just trying. I think Dermy and I are trying to make the scene as it is better, but like, I
know I'm picking it apart. That entire scene, even before that, with the falling snowman, forced comedy with the lady with the
it wasn't funny.
No, that whole scene. Actually, I noticed this in my review.
If you laughed.
No, I noticed this in my review. With that lady that was pushing the stroller, when she's coming off the sidewalk into the street, the top of the stroller is down, and you can see all the packages.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Bad editing.
Yeah.
And then when it comes down on him, and he shouts at her, it's up, and it's like, well, yeah, you're right, it's bad editing, and two, it's like he should have known there wasn't a baby in there. But then why are you freaking out that there's not a baby in there, because he thinks there's a baby in there?
Hang on. So the sonic remote can tell there's a diamond in somebody's pocket, but it can't tell there's not a baby in a carriage?
Quit using your brain, you bigot.
None of this is good.
Well, also, hold on. Also, at this fucking point, I'm surprised they didn't use the Sonic remote to, I don't know, maybe stop the snowman from falling or fix the crack in the fucking roof and the window. And it's like, I was expecting him to pull it out and be like going, "Shing!" Going,
after the whole 60th.
After the force field thing, I was ready for anything with the Sonic remote. After the force
pretty
field
much.
thing. This entire thing, as I said, makes no sense at all. And Jay Fraser, 360 for another 5 British pounds. I recommend starting with Tom Baker, 4th Doctor in season 12, if you want to crack at Classic Who. Goat Doctor with goat writing from Robert Holmes. Yeah, that was the first time I saw the Doctor. I saw some Baker episodes on Sci-Fi Channel when I was a wee lad. It was a little over my head because I was not prepared for it. And then I saw some episodes a few later because they were just showing whatever was there. So the Sci-Fi Channel is infancy, and some of them were really weird, and I didn't quite get into it. But then I knew who Doctor Who was after that. I made sure to find out who Doctor Who was. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I like Tom Baker. I like him a lot, but I'm sorry, David Tennant and Matt Smith are just two phenomenal doctors.
Well, it's always about who you start with, too. You know, it's who you start with as your doctor. That's who you latched on to. I appreciate Tom Baker because even though he was the first Doctor I saw, it didn't make an imprint because I didn't really watch. It was, again, this is 90s American television. Sci-Fi Channel had just started, and they were just throwing stuff up onto air during the day, and they threw up a bunch of random Doctor Who episodes with no connection whatsoever. And I watched a few. And I thought, it's okay. I don't get what's going on, but yeah.
Gentlemen, real quick.
Yes.
I've got to bounce.
Okay.
It's 9 p.m. here. Got to get up early. But I do want to say real quick, Andy Pickle says, funny that, quote, quit using your brain, you bigots, is on Moffat's letterhead.
Oh, jeez. All right.
I like that. But
Ryan,
no.
Pip
Go
your
ahead,
shit
buddy.
before you go. Pip your shit before you go.
All right, yeah. So I am Ryan from Legion Games 2076, Legion Talk. I occasionally appear on Ball Busters because fucking why not? And of course, I'm also on Vets Talking, on Saturday nights. Also with these fucking degenerates, Jeremy, we're gonna have you back real soon. So get fucking ready. Star Trek Engage on Sundays. 2:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 4:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So
you want to pimp out the big guest that's coming on Vets Talking at all? It was already announced today.
That's not for.
It's on January 6th, dude. All right, so
get people fucking hyped.
It's on January 6th. Gary from Nerdrotic is going to be the guest on Vets Talking. I don't know why he's coming on, but shout out to Horny Elf. Horny Elf is a fucking champion. And Dermy is banned from the stream forever on January 5th.
Oh,
just kidding.
I was about to say, I was not the one basically molesting everybody on stream last week. That was everybody else.
No, that was you 3 weeks ago.
What what molesting? God damn.
Wait, did you not hear what happened? What X-Wing was doing? He was basically.
No, Jeremy, I didn't. I'm leaving. I'm leaving.
All right.
Yeah.
Ryan,
we'll talk about it later.
Thanks, Brian. I will see you on Sunday.
I just want to say for the record, real quick, for Adam and I,
yeah.
Powercast Nation. That's right, Powercast Nation.
And Ryan, we do have Engage this weekend, right? Oh, he's gone. I think. All right. Thank you, Jay Fraser, for the £5. And I think we've got Engage this week, and I'm pretty sure at least Ryan and I are going to be there. Maybe Samuel too. So thank you, Ryan, for being here. And again, catch him and myself on Star Trek Engage every Sunday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern, where we're going through it all good time. So now it's just me and Dermy, which it will be us when we get
tomorrow.
To reviewing. Well, tomorrow. And
no,
Devil.
we also have Devil. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying we'll be us going forward reviewing Doctor Who. We're gonna. Dermy and I are gonna. We haven't worked it out yet because we got time. We got time to figure out how we're gonna do it. But Dermy and I are going to be doing. We are going to be doing.
May.
What?
We got till May. This
May. It moved to May. I thought it was April.
Oh wait, April or May, one of the two.
I thought it was
got
April.
till April or May, one of the two.
I know.
You're not gonna keep the fucking viewership.
Yeah, well, we are. We're gonna keep our viewership. Yeah. But yeah, so Dermy and I will be dual reviewing Shooty's first full season. We're going to sit down. We'll let you guys know how it's going to be, but you expect us to give our double take on it in some way, shape, or form. We're going to have fun with it. But as far as this thing goes, let's it is getting pretty late. Let's wrap this up. This thing was a mess. It was the crap fest we knew it was going to be. And what I'm surprised about is the lengths to which the stands are really trying to defend this. Are you surprised?
No. After that 60th episode, seeing all the stands come out,
well,
it's
you
like,
did more 60th episode videos than I did. I didn't do so many, so you got way more
after seeing how they were interacting, after seeing how they were going, it's like at this point, I'm just gonna point and laugh because I've disproven all your points. I disproven that this was the most watched drama in 2023 across the board. That was Happy Valley. That gained views. I disproved that it was actually being watched by anybody. You're not getting these Disney Plus viewership. If it was, it would have shown up by now, and it didn't even crack the top 10 in Samba TV the past 3 weeks.
Wow.
It's not. Nobody watches it. Nobody's caring about it. You're probably gonna.
It does worse than Disney Star Wars.
Yes, that's how bad it is. At least Disney will come out and talk about how Disney Star Wars hours are, even if they're going down. They'll say something,
and even if they're manufactured numbers, which they
even if they're manufactured numbers, they'll say something. You know it's bad when they don't talk about the views.
Yeah. This whole thing, it really is a disaster, and it really is a shame. This is the foundation of science fiction television, and to see where it is now, it's sad. But as I said, I'm not going to go quietly into the good night here. I am not going to go quietly. It is over though. I mean, I hate to say this, and I said this today in my video. I hate waving the white flag on a franchise. I don't like to do it. Some things I'll still fight for, especially if there's ways you can see it could be fixed. And Doctor Who is one of those shows that could easily be fixed, but there's nobody left to fix this show.
You have to put it away for 20 years. You have to put everything away for 20 years. Have somebody that falls in love with it again, wants to come back, and wants to do good Who.
You know what the sad thing is? That's 20 years of people who will be stuck with this as their last memories of it, especially if they're old and they pass on, and it's something they cherish forever. That's sad to me. If that's how you save something.
But that's how you pass it down. You pass down the good stuff. Everybody will forget the bad stuff. They'll just pass down the good stuff, and
that's why
they'll say Capaldi was the last Doctor.
Well, here's the thing. That's why they've worked so hard with Jodie and with Ncuti to break the lore so that they have to be included in it, because they knew that when people watch the Doctor, you can skip Doctor regenerations and come back and usually be okay. And they knew that Jodie and now Ncuti would be fan erased from the timeline without creating the timeless children. They knew that would happen. And like I said, I'm gonna do this out of spite. I'm gonna do this to be pissed off. And I'm gonna do this because you know what? And Dermy's gonna do it for the same reason. You find people in the chat, you find people watching this, whether you're watching it now live or on the replay. You want somebody to talk to you about this. You want somebody to lay it out what's going on, because you're not wasting your precious time with this. So this is my job. Right now, doing YouTube is my job. My job is also to provide you with entertainment. And I want to do that through books in the future. But to do that, I need to make YouTube work first. Therefore, I'm providing you with my perspective on what's going on. And you don't have time to watch this garbage, so I will watch this garbage. Dermy will watch this garbage. Others will watch this garbage. And we're going to relay to you what's going on. And we don't hide it from you. We don't hide. I didn't hide a single thing from this episode from you guys. You damn well know it. And neither did
you know how I do my reviews. I have the show pulled up every time.
Yeah. I mean, that's why yours goes for an hour, because you're literally going through it. I watch it, I break it down, I know what I'm going to talk about, and then I just go through the stills and I talk about it, and hopefully I'm done in 40 minutes. Hopefully I don't go too long, because depending on how long a video takes for me to record, I edit it as I go when I do these. So when I did this on Monday, it took me 3 hours to do the whole damn thing. 3 hours, and that's not even including watching it. So that's how long it takes.
Mine took me about 3 hours.
Yeah,
3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, that's how much time we put into this, guys. We sit down and we make sure we're giving this the full treatment, the full Monty, so you miss nothing. You see all the dirty bits. But we know you guys want it. We know you guys appreciate it. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, guys like Gary, guys like Az, guys like Mahler, who are, again, Gary and Az are much better Whovians than I am. They are much more well-rounded Whovians than I am. They know episode titles. They know all this kind of shit. I'm a casual fan. As Devil and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago, we're casual Whovians. We're casuals. We're not super. We're not. We love it, but we're not gonna go super deep dive. But they're stepping away. They're stepping away. They've done their duty. They reviewed Jody. They can't handle they can't handle doing Shooty. They're tired. They're moving on to the ship. You know what? We will step in and we'll carry the weight because somebody has to bring you guys the truth of what's going on, and we're happy to do it. I see. I'm immune to the dog shit television at this point.
And
I can rolls off me.
And to be honest, right now, it's prime time. It's legitimately prime time to step in for us as well, but it's prime time to step in and review this because I was going through it the last week. Who are the people talking about Doctor Who? It's nothing but Stans, and a handful of other people.
Stans and Shills. Yeah.
Stan, Shills, and there's a few people that are being honest about it. You know, you got your Disparoos, but Disparoo reviews everything.
Everything. That's his thing. Disparoo will watch and review every single thing out there.
You need to have the counter to the Stans and the Shills right now.
Yeah. And that's the thing. As I heard today, he was talking on Ripping the Silverback. He's going to do a couple of these videos on this because he took the week off for Christmas. But after that, he's done. Gary said today for the second time this week, he's done. And Mahler doesn't do straight up reviews. He does EFAPs and this kind of thing. So the guys who you would go to I know there are other Who channels out there who I've seen come across Gary's channel over the years. They're all out. They're done. They're burned too hard. They're where I was when Star Wars got destroyed. They blackpilled or they're apathetic. And that's fine. Taking a hit, but I am going to do that. I'm going to do that. Jane Hamilton, all my reviews are right here on the channel. While you got the time, just go into the playlist. They're all there. You know the drill.
And sometimes all you really need is a retarded, stubborn person that no matter how awful it is, he sits there and says, you know what? I like the torture and I'm going to keep going forward because fuck you.
I'm not phased for some reason. And Christian Smith, thank you for that. Hey, let Gary know I exist. I think Gary knows tangentially I exist. It's kind of a nut shaking. He almost was on Saturday Night Drive-In once. He was almost there for when Jed and I reviewed Raiders of the Lost Ark, but he had a scheduling conflict, couldn't make it. So Gary tangentially knows I exist. Jeremy Geeks and Gamers tangentially knows I exist. He also almost made it on Saturday Night Drive-In, but let these guys know I exist.
They know I exist.
Yeah, just you super chat the hell out. And you met them at meetups. You also went to meetups. I can't afford to fly out to the big meetups. I cannot afford to travel. So, but hey, but Chris Smith, best thing you can do, just be here, chat with us, hang out with us, watch the videos, subscribe, let people know I exist. That's all I ask for people from most. Let people know I exist. Help the channel grow. Help me remain relevant in the algorithm, as one would say.
I will say this: if I ever get on FNT, I will do any homework I am required to do.
Well, yes, it's the biggest show in the fellowship. Of course you would.
No, it's more because I like Melissa, not Marissa. I like Melissa, and I got to talk to her, and she's super sweet.
So yeah, guys, we appreciate all your support, both Dermy and I. Dermy's links in the description below. Ryan's to one of his channels, link in the description below. I appreciate all you guys, and Dermy, let's give our closing thoughts. So, you have any closing thoughts on this before we go on?
My closing thoughts are. I know I'm gonna take this from Master of TDS, but it's just a fact at this point. David Tennant's the Doctor. Shooty Gatwa.
Yes.
The only credit I can give Shooty is he's a little bit better than Jody.
All right. Here's what I said in my video. Shooty was not obnoxious and mean. Jody was obnoxious and mean. Shooty's he's just not present.
Yes.
He just has no presence. He has no gravitas. He wasn't horrible. He just is there.
Shooty's not going out there and shitting on the fans. Shooty isn't out there trying to decimate Doctor Who. He's he's a leftist liberal who's just took a job.
Yeah.
When it comes to Jody,
he took something else from RTD too.
That's true. When it came to Jodie Whittaker, she and Chimballs decided to come together and attack the fans, attack Doctor Who, and just destroy it. That's the difference here. And now one was more antagonistic than the other.
RTD is just burying the corpse.
Yes.
After fucking it hard. After fucking it hard.
No, he's just continuing to fuck it hard. Yeah. Chimbal and Jodie killed it. RTD was supposed to put it, bury it, but he decided no, it's time for necrophilia.
Yep. So you guys have heard my closing thoughts already. So once again, thanks everybody for being here tonight. If you're watching live or on the replay, hit that like button. Leave a comment if you want to. If you're new here, check out the channel. Subscribe. Dermy, what do you have coming up for the remainder of the week?
I have only one video for tomorrow. It's slow news week. I'm taking advantage of it, and not a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot I care to talk about, and stuff that I do want to talk about, I'll say for a stream or something like that. We do have Ball Busters though this Friday. We got Melee games and them coming on, so
you guys
that's gonna be
drunk.
Fun.
You guys are gonna be shit faced and Oreos.
Yeah,
liquor and Oreos, guys. That's what's gonna be
liquor
on
and Oreos.
Liquor and Oreos. It's gonna be disgusting. It's going to be horrible, and I'll be there for every sober Minorvin on my end. As for myself, yes, I will be on Ball Busters on Friday. Tomorrow, I'm thinking about a video. It's going to be kind of a possibly a non-main news topic oriented video. And then Saturday, there is no Saturday Drive this week because Jed is in transit. At least I believe he's in transit. I think we agreed on that. No Saturday Night Driving. But Roundtable is back this Sunday, 2 p.m. We're going to have it out. A lot has happened this week, even though it's been not really super video worthy. A lot has still happened. We'll go over some box office stuff. And then also, as we mentioned, I'm pretty sure Ryan couldn't confirm we're left, but I'm pretty sure we're doing it. Star Trek Engage is back for 15 p.m. Eastern. It'll be simulcast onto this channel from the sources of it. It's either Ryan's channel or Samuel's channel. I believe it's TOS episode. Let me look.
Wait, you guys are going to do this all on New Year's Eve?
It's New Year's Eve. It's in the middle of the afternoon. What, are you already drunk?
Yes.
Well, I'm not. Wait. What are we doing here? Return of the Archons. Yes, Return of the Archons is. Have I finished watching that one? No, I haven't. Oh, shit. I'm actually not caught up. Usually I'm 2 or 3 episodes ahead. I have to finish watching that for Sunday. Shit. Return of the Archons, episode 21. And then we're very close to Space Seed. Khan. We're very close to that.
Oh,
anyway.
Wait.
What?
I do have one other thing. I'll put it out Friday, but I'm going to review my final episode of G Gundam.
Oh, your passion project.
My passion project. Nobody watches it. They're all there, but I love it. And afterwards,
it's evergreen content.
It's evergreen content. Afterwards, I'm debating: do I want to do Code Geass? Do I want to do Iron Blood Orphan, or do I want to sit down and watch Seed for the first time?
You've never seen Seed. You should watch Seed.
I should probably do Seed.
You should watch Seed and then see Destiny. Because the new movie,
especially because the movie's coming out.
Yes,
I think I'm gonna do Seed.
So excited for the movie. Although I'll tell you this after that we're gonna get sidetracked too much. Yeah. I'll tell you something I caught in a stupid chill article about that. Anyway, guys, thanks again, guys. We appreciate everybody. Links in the description below. We will see you throughout videos and streams for the rest of the week. Until then, guys, take it easy. Have a good night or day wherever you may be.